Hey guys, it's SeeEL, your favorite manager for VKS, and today I have the most asked question of 2024, which is, what is our roster going to be for 2025? Now, before we do our presentation, I think what's really important is we align on our objectives for 2025 as we did for 2024. In the first split, we wanted to achieve top 4, and in the second split, we wanted to achieve top 3. This is aligned with our budget, and we wanted to make sure that we could prepare for this year, 2025. And the idea behind this roster is that we want to take on a lot of our pieces from 2024, either in Academy or in CBLOL, and transition them into a natively grown roster in 2025. In 2025, the biggest objective that we want to achieve is at least one title, one of 3 titles, and to go to an international event. So the whole idea behind this roster is to achieve that. And this year will determine how many pieces we'll take on for 2026, where we'll aggressively look to reinvest or invest further on our existing or new players. So this is the year where we really need to prove ourselves and show that we are a championship caliber team in both our processes as well as from like a company team image. So the first player we want to talk about, well done Chris, the first player we'll talk about is Disarmus. So for me, Disarmus was one of the, guys, this is impossible. I want to be clear. So the first player that we need to talk about is Disarmus, because he's the only player that's going to continue on with us in 2025. Now, why did we pick Disarmus? First of all, he has incredibly good attitude. The guy always comes into training ready to improve. And that's despite being, in my opinion, a top 2 jungler in CBLOL this year. So other than his massive improvement, he's shown that every single day he's willing to improve and is also willing to help lift his teammates up. So that's a quality that I really want to continue to have in my team. But also, I do think that Disarmus hasn't reached his peak potential yet. I think that Disarmus can play, maybe 30 or 40% better than he is now, at least. But what else is important when it comes to a player? When it comes to a player, marketing is really important. Money is really important because money speaks, right? Money will help us operate things. Money will help us buy more players. And to do that, we need sponsors. And when I look at Disarmus's image, aside from being very, very handsome here, he has, this is very serious, so don't laugh. So as you know, a key part of Disarmus's lovable trait is that every second hour he opts to go shirtless. And he has very nicely shaped nipples, which means people tend to really like seeing him, and that allows us to sell more product. That's the 2 main reasons why I'd like to keep Disarmus. We can move on. Not much more to add there. I'll try to do it better this time. Ha! Beautiful. Jesus. Jump scare. So, Kisei. Very mechanically talented, and we'll rub this out in the bottom. Very, very mechanically talented player. That's the number 1 reason. The guy has good hands. And, for being so beautiful, he's sure very talented. Good hands. Underscore. If you've seen his Ezreal, I do think that his Ezreal was maybe the best that I've seen in my career, at least in terms of like mid lane. Very, very aggressive, especially in lane. I think he's a very, very mechanically talented player. He's very talented in lane too, and we know he's a proven winner. So he's won 4 times in OCE, and in the very first split he came here, I think he got 14 or 15 MVPs and won us our academy team, despite it being an almost complete rebuild. We changed 40% of our players in academy. Second is, once again, his potential. What we're really looking at Cade in first year was, let's gather in 2024 5 players with the utmost best potential that we can find. Maybe add 1 leader in there, and that leader in there, and that was Smiley. And the second year, it's to consolidate the talents that we have in both academy and CBLOL, promote them, and see if they can compete at the highest level, either in academy or in CBLOL, if we can reach that championship status, right? And we really think that Kisei is worth taking a gamble. He's shown really tremendous performances in first split. But second of all, He makes Disarmus look better. What do I mean by this? When Kise is shirtless, it makes Disarmus look much better when he's shirtless. So that means that we're able to sell more products through Pedro. I think that's a really, really important trait. And as a fellow Australian, I'm inclined to hire my own countrymen because I'm very nepotistic. And you can't do anything about it. Third, we have Mortius, otherwise known as Jimmo. So why did we decide to hire Mortius? Well, like all of our players, what we look for first and foremost in 2025 is mechanically solid players. So once again, mechanically strong, good hands. He's shown tremendous improvement. He's always coming to training prepared. There are very few people that I've seen as try hard as much as him. Just green flag after green flag after green flag. One thing that stood out about Mortius is he's a Brazilian 80 carry that we can take on and that we believe can face against the best and even internationally if he's playing against better players. And he will through LTA Seoul. The way that you grow in any organization or as a player is you need to face people that are perhaps better than you. And while he might be a bit of a slow starter at the very beginning, he needs to do some learning and needs to grow, I won't deny that. I think when you play versus better players, you become better as well. So other than having excellent hands, great attitude, and higher potential, what else have we got about Mortius that makes us believe he's a great investment? Well, I don't really have one, so we'll skip and do the next one. He is very handsome though. So, for fourth player, we have Trymbi. Yes, I managed to scam Trymbi to come to Brazil. And as a patriot, I always look for players that can make us perform better internationally. I think that Trymbi has fantastic hands. I don't really have much to say about his gameplay. All I can say is that on all aspects, from mechanical, right, game understanding, Trymbi is an absolute standout. I'm still in awe with the fact that I was able to make him come here, but he is an LEC player. If you guys don't know, Trymbi made finals last year, 2023, he made finals. 2022, we already have some synergy. We won LEC there. He's also a world quarter finalist. I think he's been to finals 3 times in his career already, and he's won once. So I'm really excited to bring him to Brazil. I think that he'll be the cornerstone piece that will help us create communication foundations. He's a great communicator. So what do I mean by comms? He's actually an in-game leader. So in most of the teams that I build, I always try to build support out to be the role, to be the leader within the game because they have more time. And Trymbi was one of my first great projects. He was really able to lead that rogue team to success, and I know that he was continuing on to do that in 2023 while maintaining contact with me. So I'm really confident in 2025, Trymbi's going to come in here and he's going to be able to give the team direction, which is exactly what we need. Other than that, obviously he's very beautiful. I think that this is really, you're kind of getting the theme here, right? When you have a beautiful team, it's much easier to sell product, and I've been able to sell a lot of product to you guys so that I could pay for my steak dinners. So that's been really great. Thank you, Trymbi. So why did we pick Boal? I'll be honest with you. Boal was actually our second option. But I want to be clear, he was our second option. We had some great names on the table. We had Tenacity, we had Dokla, we had Boal, we had even Robbo. But the deal with Robbo failed in the very last moments, and so we secured Boal. Why am I putting Boal in a higher priority than some of the best North American and European top laners? Well, Boal's a player that has historically been known as a young prodigy, right? When he was going to Korea, when he was 16 years old, T1 was one of the teams that was actually interested in him in the academy, if you guys didn't know that. And I think throughout the years, my genuine belief with Boal is that he was mismanaged. And I talked about this in the interview at MD3. I think that Boal is a player that has tremendous potential, but he hasn't really found stability in the teams that he's been on. He hasn't played anywhere near to his potential, and I do think within a year we can get him up to maybe 60-70% of his potential, whereas he might be at 30% now. So basically what I'm trying to say is he's very good looking. As a very handsome young man, we'll be able to put a lot of sales by making him wear our jersey, and that's one of the reasons we've decided to keep Boal. And of course he's very talented. We'll just write that there. Yeah, he's kind of talented, whatever. So yeah, Boal, great player, great pickup. managed to have him join Cade for a multitude of years. So if we're successful with this project, he's with us for many, many years, guys. It's great, right? So that... First of all, I'm not balding. They're just temporary stress symptoms. So thank you for listening to my presentation. That's the 2025 plan for VKS. Get handsome young men and make a great fandom so I can buy nice things. Thank you.